Okay, Royal fans. Okay, Royal fans. Let's defend the castle, and it's time to play some hockey.
Welcome, everyone, to the castle. Happy New Year, and welcome back to finish off the second half of the season here for the County Royals. Prince Edward County Minor Hockey Night in town tonight, and we have a very special event as MJ Hazard will be singing the national anthem. We'll go down to ice time for him, and then we'll be back. Well, what a way to kick off the game tonight. MJ Hazard picked in recording artist with our national anthem. Well, this is a very important Capital Conference game and a crossover division game as the Lumberjacks from the Heritage Division are playing your County Royals from the Highlands Division. Starting a net tonight for the Westport Lumberjacks, Joel Hordojechuk. We're going to call him Hordor for the rest of the night. That's a bit of a mouthful for the goaltender. And of course, starting a goal tonight, a new face here, sort of a new face for the County Royals, Brady Dwyer. Now, Brady Dwyer, former Northumberland Stars, and just got back from the Federal Hockey League playing for the Topeka Scarecrows. While he was with the Stars in his last season, he was 17-10 with a .903 save percentage, and we'll see how he fits in with the County Royals. As we were doing an opening face-off there for minor hockey night again here in Picton, you start off a king, and then you become a royal. As we're about to get underway, the opening top line here Draws to the line already out there. This is Cameron stepping in on the draw. Out there with Thompson and Hurd. Alex Basie, he's a new face here. He came over the trade with Cody Clancy, former Federal Hockey League as well. And joining him on the point is Braden Wilkinson. And we're underway. This is Basie now backing up. He tries to get the puck across the outside. Thompson now picks this up halfway through. Wilkinson steps up, almost takes a high stick there, just missed him. Thompson's going to slow down, circle back. Thompson's going to carry this one out, bounce it off there, runs into the linesman. Linesman tries the other way. Thompson gets it back. Cross ice, blind pass there. This is Anson for the Lumberjacks. Dumps this in. Wilkinson now gets this back, tries to clear. Nice pass across. No one picks up the back man. Now they're on their way out. Malcolm Hurd can't get this one out. Westport picks this back up, walks in, off a foot, and bounce to the side. Long pass off a stick of Thompson. Nice knockdown. He crosses in. Quick drop pass by Hurd. Just missed wide of Hordor up over the left-hand side. Josh Cameron now battles out as the line of four still with Tosick and Arnold now come out and they try to get inside. Forcing their way around the outside. Witosic battles his man on the half board, given help by St. Pierre. Now they get this one out. Cross ice pass. This is Forrestal. He's got Hurd with him. Hurd will push to the outside. Arnold will push to the outside. Westport tries to rebound. They do. Picked off the line by St. Pierre. Long pass. Missed wide. On the half board now. This is Hurd to Witosic. Witosic drops back. Basie's got to step up, grab this one. That's Michael Hunter, Westport now off a foot. And Dyer is going to hang on to this one for a whistle at 18-16. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast. Here at Royals Hockey, proud member of the NPHL. Hello to all the fans joining us there in Westport from the mill. Face off to the right-hand side of Dwyer, one, but controlled by Westport. Westport tries to find out the shooting lane. They can't. John Samus now battles into the corner. This is Danny Rivette. He's going to go around the outside. Westport controls low, trying to get outside tip. Here's going to be a shot. No, he fans on that one. Can't get the handle on that. That was Gunther as a bouncing puck, and Dwyer hangs on to that one at 17:54. Both teams trying to find their winning way here the next little bit. Face off, won by Westport. Long dump in, and Dwyer's going to hang on to that one as well. Hope everyone had a happy and safe New Year's here. As we're able to come back to you live for the final 4 games here of the season. Lots of news, some trades that happened over the last little while. We'll update you on some of those, couple of the new faces not in the lineup tonight. Basie handles his man in the corner. Long shot from the point. Blocker away by Dwyer. Battle in the corner. That's Nolan Van Vlack. He's back there with Braden Wilson. But they try to control this one. Now they come outside. This is Mitch Moppet. Again, one of the acquisitions during the Cody Clancy trade. Backhand shot off the side of the net. Couldn't control. That was John Samus. As the puck's worked into the corner now. They work it back to the point now. Long shot. Tipped down. Knocked wide. Can't be kept in at the line. Basie's got to get back for this one. Westport opts to circle away and get their full train in. 3 minutes gone in the first period. Shots are 4-2 for Westport currently right now off the foot of St. Pierre and knocked down. Michael Hunter now going to force his man to the outside. That's Marcolette. Tries to find the outlet pass. He's got to go back to the point. And long shot missed wide. Out come the Royals. 2 wide. Long pass across the middle. Going to carry this one all the way in. Braden Wilkinson up on this one. They try to force this one in. That was Zach Brooks. Michael Hunter now puts this up. Long dump in by Riley St. Pierre. And held in by Hordor behind the net. Hard hit in the corner. As Westport brings this one out, now they're back 1-on-2. Michael Hunter and St. Pierre back. Westport trying to find their way in off the side of the net. Hit the post. As Dyer had to find that one. Small pause. They get this one out. Cameron can't find the handle on this one. St. Pierre now going to battle. Thompson's back. Royals are going to take a breather here. Back up. Slow this one down if they can. Long pass. Cameron tips that one in. Now a foot race. This is Thompson. Battles in the corner. He's given support by Cameron. Bouncy puck right outside. Nice save by Hordor as it went right out to the stick. And they couldn't find a handle on that one. As what a great opportunity for the Royals early. Face off won by Westport, kept in by the Royals to try to walk this one in. This is Cameron now with the puck, long shot, and Hordor is going to grab that one. Couldn't hang on to that one. They're going to ice this puck. Icing is the call at 15:20.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Local 401, one of the most respected and influential building trade locals in Ontario.
Face off to the right-hand side of Hordor. Face off one, shot in deep. That was Bill Clueless that kept that one in. They work around the outside now. Westport is bringing it out. Royals got a backup, kept on the line by Witosik. He's got Arnold with him. Quick shot off to the side. Controlled on the half board. That was Witosik. Hurd now behind the net. Tries to work this one out. He can't. He's got to rush to get this one on the half board. Tried to go back to the point. They couldn't get that one going there. That was Bill Clueless. Couldn't get it to him. 2-on-2. They back out. Westport coming in on the odd man rush. They're forced to the outside. Westport now gathers the puck on the half board off the referee's foot. Bouncing puck and wildly cleared. Now this is Witosik. Calvin Witosik now works his way into the corner. One-handed pass out front. Quick shot. Just missed wide. That was Forrestal. As Westport can't find their way out right now. Great forechecking by the Royals. As Hurd tries to battle his man. Arnold tries to battle his man. Long pass, small breakaway. No, Dwyer's going to put this one off to the side. Quick shot. He kicks that off the side as well. As Westport now sets up, trying to get it in. Nice hard hit there. Nice shot. Grabbed. As that was Mitch Moffat came in, hit his man at the top of the circle. No shot. And Dyer was able to hang on to that one. 14:01. We're just under 6 minutes to go. Shot 6-5 for Westport. Face off won by the Royals and controlled. This is Alex Basie behind the net, former Federal Hockey League player, former Rama ace as well. Taking his time, trying to find his way out. He does it over to Braden Wilkinson, back to Basie. Has to flick this one out, glove down, bouncing puck. Wilkinson can't find a handle on that one. Bouncing puck got away on him, walks in. What a glove save by Dwyer. Can't get up. Now Basie knocked that one down. As Dyer was out of the way there, and Alex Basie stepped in and took that shot. What a great opportunity for Westport. Another shot missed wide, controlled by Westport in the zone. Westport, long shot off the blocker, steered away, quick shot. Again, wide. Westport can't control. Puck goes back. Royals go for their change. Hurd, Cameron, and Thompson all out. Michael Hunter and St. Pierre also out on the point. Westport tried to get this one through. They could. They fanned on that one. Back come the Royals. This is Thompson. Quick shot. Hordor knocks that to the side on the half board. Still trying to control this one inside. Out comes Westport. 3-on-2. Now 3-on-3. Westport quick shot high above the net. Missed wide. Trying to find their way, and they can't. Now a foot race on the side. Malcolm Hurd couldn't get to that one right away. Now St. Pierre has this one behind the net. Shot 7-7. 12:24 in the first. Long shot. Nice save by Dwyer as he kicked that one off to the side. As he had that one read all the way. Westport still trying to battle. It is controlled and taken out by the Royals, trying to find their way in. Nice soft touch over to Malcolm Hurd and tipped out. Nope, stayed in play. It went high, but stayed below the line. On the half board now, it's a battle carried in. This is Hurd trying to find his way out. Can't. Royals are finishing their change. Quick dump in behind the net. This is Riley St. Pierre now hammers this one out around the net. Now knocked down by Westport. Quick shot, glove saved. As we'll go back and take a look at that Alex Basie moment where he was able to knock that one down. As you see him right out of the way, and Alex Basie stepped right in there. And there's the block by Alex Basie, keeping it a 0-0 game. Face off won by the Royals and shot out as they try to move this one in. Westport comes in on an odd man rush, 2-on-4, shoot it into the corner. Danny Rivette pushes his man to the outside. He controls. Loses the handle of that puck. Westport tries to find their way out. Can't find it. Royals doing a good job pushing everybody back, and out come the Royals, 3 wide. Off a stick, now a foot race. Riley St. Pierre's chasing his man in behind. Beats him to the puck. Blows a tire, but gets up. Penalty coming up. Hooking is the call. As the Royals get their first opportunity to go on the power play. This power play brought to you by Metro and Picton. See them online for their everyday specials on the May Drag in Picton. 11:05, 0-0 shots, 9-8 for the Royals on their power play. Westport comes out shorthanded, 1-on-1. This is Jake Poland on with St. Pierre. They work to the outside, controlled. Watosic now controls behind the net. He's going to slow this one down, allow the Royals to set up. John Samus, Watosic, Arnold out there on the forwards. As Watosic couldn't get a handle on that one, they tried to clear that one out, and they do. John Samus is the forward playing defense on this power play. Here comes John Samus, former Madoc Wildcat. Watosic's got to control this. Here comes Malcolm Hurd. He'll force to the outside. The speedster tries to get in the outside, tries to force it out front. Nobody there. Quick shot to the outside. In walks the Royals. As Mitch Moffat couldn't get quite the handle on that one to get that fired off. And an easy save by Hordor. Just above the halfway mark of the penalty here in the first period. Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Hordor. As Hurd steps in on the draw, wins that draw. Forrestal now out there as well. Back to the point. Josh Cameron tries to go across to Basie. Basie's got to backhand that one in. Kept it at the line by Basie. He's going to dump this one down in behind the net. Hurd's going to get there first. Knock it down. Now control. This is Thompson. Thompson back to Cameron. Thompson over to Basie. Basie at the line. Dumps it in. Hurd behind the net now. He's going to go back to Cameron. Back to Hurd. And cleared by Westport. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Shots 10-9. Dwyer's going to push this pass up. Missed everybody. Well, Icing's going to wave that off because he fell down. They couldn't tell whether he was going to get that. Kept in at the line by Hurd. Couldn't quite get it. Michael Hunter's got to step up. St. Pierre takes a swing. He does get a piece of that. Here comes Cole St. Pierre on a rush. He's gone to the outside. He's going to cut this net hard. Puts it right into the pad of Hordor. They can't control this one. As Forrestal can't get a stick on that as well. Hordor is going to hang on to that one. We're just 2 seconds away going back to 5-on-5 hockey here at the Castle. Again, thank you so much for joining us here live on YouTube. Face off won by Westport. They're going to clear this one. We go back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dyer's got to come out and play this one. Cole St. Pierre is going to slow down. Off a stick, bouncing puck. Royals get this one out off of a foot. That was Riley St. Pierre. They try to work this one up. They pass that around Seth Van Black. And Zach Brooks out there. Quick shot. Dwyer's going to hang on to that one at 8:38. Face off to the left-hand side of Brady Dwyer. Again, our second look at him this year. He was here at the very start. Then he went down to Topeka. Had a pretty good Fred run down there. Long shot, misses wide. Kept in at the line, got out actually. As Witosick now pushes him back. Westport tries to find that was Ryan Kidd that cleared it for Westport. Again, hello to all the fans in Westport from the mill. Knocked away. This is now Forrestal overskated that one. Tried to get in. Now they do. This is Justin Arnold now. He works around the outside. Witosick now gives support to behind. Forrestal looking for it as well. Nice forward check by Witosick and Forrestal. Forrestal tries to find his way. Shot into the feet and controlled. Witosick now is going to put this one back to the point. Not kept in at the line, unfortunately. That was Danny Rivette. Couldn't keep that in. Bill Cluess picked this one off. He's going to walk in. He'll have a quick shot on that one. Horder knocks that down. Had to clear his own deflection. Westport now tries to find their way out. They do. Long pass missed, and icing is the call.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Abode Home Store, a collection of high-end furniture, lighting, and decor located in the county.
Face off to the left-hand side. Not sure what we're waiting on there. Guys aren't lining up properly. Nolan Van Vlack for your Royals taking the draw. He's out there with John Samus and Mitch Moffat. Having a lecture about face-off procedure here from the linesman. Face-off won by Van Vlack. Moves back to the point. This is Basie. He's going to go low. Samus out to the neutral zone. Can't knock that one down. Braden Wilkinson, long shot off a leg. Can't get through. Westport now hits a hand. And we'll go back inside as they try to clear that one off. 7:13 remaining of the first period. 12-11 are the shots. 0-0 is the score. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Royals Hockey live on YouTube, live from the castle. Task Force Lounge is packed tonight. Lots of minor hockey players in the arena tonight for minor hockey night here in Picton. Once a king, you're always a royal. Long shot, blocker away by Hordor on the side. This is Basie now, low shot, got right through the paint. Nobody touched that one as Braden Wilkinson has to go back by himself, last man off a foot and knocked down. Nice play. This is Mitch Moffat now, tries to force his way, can't get through. Battles his man. Nice defensive play there by the Lumberjack. John Samus now has to get his puck. He can't. Now they back up. Basie's got to turn this around quick. He's going to dump this in, avoid the hit. Royals change. St. Pierre now puts a stick on his man, gets the puck. He's going to go for a skate. He's going to move this up. This is Thompson. Zach Thompson's got St. Pierre with him. Quick shot. Hits high. Nice deflection and save by Hordor on that one as he had to get up quick. As you'll see the save right. As that save was kind of right there. What a great save. Still battling on the half board. Bumped off. That's Zach Thompson. Bumps his man off there. St. Pierre can't get it out. As they try to find their way in, the Royals look for a drop pass. They do. Cameron now works it low. Thompson bouncing puck. Hordor knocks that away. They go back. Long shot in. Easy save by Hordor. That was Danny Rivette. Westport now controls this one out. On the half board now, they knock this one down. This is Malcolm Hurd, moved it back to the corner. Danny Rivette now tries to find a little pass through the fleet. Shot it right into the foot of Van Vlack. He's going to carry this one. This is Seth Van Vlack. Long shot. Hordor knocks this one down. And Hordor hangs on to this one at 4:58. Shots are 12-17 for Westport here at Minor Hockey Night. Face off, won by the Royals. Can't find it out. This will be a quick shot. Knocked down Hordor. Can't find it. As everybody went a little panicky there trying to find a bouncing puck, but Hordor was just sitting on top of it. Face off to the left-hand side of Hordor. This is Seth Van Vlack stepping in on the draw. He's got Riley St. Pierre with him on the left. Samus on the right. Sorry, Zach Brooks on the right. Scores! As that was shot in from the point by Braden Wilkinson. That might have got touched out front. We're not sure, but we'll go back and have a look at that. You see the shot. Let's have a look at that. Would it touch a foot? Looked like it went off a stick of the Westport player. And we're 1-0 as that was Braden Wilkinson that got that one. And the Royals grab a 1-0 lead. Royals now work this one around. This is Basie, tries to put it up. Forrestal now. Got away on him. Westport controls back 4:30 remaining of the first period. Shots 12-18. In comes Westport. 3 wide. They try to step inside. Off Dyer's helmet. Bouncing puck. Out comes Forrestal with Tosick and Arnold. Tries to find Malcolm. Oh, Arnold. Oh, just about got through there. Quick save. Bouncing puck. Still can't control by Hordor. Westport comes back the opposite way. Michael Hunter pushes his man to the outside. Nifty little move there by Matt Hale. Couldn't keep a handle on that, though. Deflected off the referee. Long shot, tipped wide on Dyer. Try to find this one on the outside. Witosick now tries to put a stick on his man as well. Knocked away by John Samus. Knocked down, now controlled. Samus now tries to hold this one out. Can't find a vast. Oh, here we go. Witosick's in behind everybody. Scores! Calvin Witosick from Samus. And we're 2-0. As you'll see, John Samus just puts this one up off a stick. Witosick has a step. He walks right in and makes no mistake. 2-0 for the Royals. As what a great heads-up play by John Samus to Witosick. And the Royals dump this one in behind Hordor. Icing is waved off. Westport now controls. Knocked down by John Samus. One-touch pass. Oh, what a give and go there. With Van Vlack and Mitch Moffat, they just couldn't finish that. Westport now comes in 3 wide. They're forced to the outside. Can't find their way out. And John Samus slows this one down. John Samus now is going to carry this one out. He's got Van Vlack up there with Mitch Moffat, dumped in by Clueless into the corner. Westport now slows down in behind the net. We're just under 3 minutes remaining of the first period. Shots are 14-18 for the Royals, but it's 2-0 for the Royals. Missed touch there by Moffat. Icing is the call.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Anderson Equipment Sales, an agricultural dealership with locations in Belleville and Picton.
Face off to the left-hand side. Won by the Royals, controlled. They're going to flick this one out. They control this to the outside. Long pass. Westport carries this one in. Nice drop pass. Try to find their way. They can't. Basie breaks that up. Zach Thompson now controls. Puts it across the outside. Now Cameron. Cameron couldn't get a handle on that one. Taken in by Westport. That negates the offside. Long pass. Westport now 1-on-3. Odd man rush. Quick shot. Dyer knocks that down. And they work to the outside. Long pass through the neutral zone there. Nobody there. Now it's a foot race. This is Malcolm Hurd. He's going to work it on the outside. As the rest of the Royals go for a change, he tries to find his way in. Cameron comes in on the support. Westport grabs this one, and they're going to slow down. Long pass off a foot. It's going to be kept at the line by Cameron. Found Malcolm Hurd all by himself. They try to center this one. They can't. That was Zach Brooks. Try to work this one in. This is now, again, Hurd. Misses the calculation on that one. They put it out. Now it's a 2-on-1. Hunter's got to get back now. Dyer all by himself. Nice save. Soup scores. As Dyer got the first one on that one. But it wasn't enough. They couldn't hang on to that one. As Westport finally answers. As you'll see it just come out here is this little foot race. Michael Hunter almost got a piece on it here. There's the first initial save. The bouncing puck. And it's just slapped in. And now it's 2-1 for the Royals. Westport now controls. We're just above 1 minute the first period. Long dump in. Danny Rivette forces his man to the outside. Bumps his man in behind. Bouncing puck. Dyer keeps that to the outside. They force him. Again, Danny Rivette. Try to work this one out now. Large battle there. As Justin Arnold can't get it all the way out now on the half board with Tosick now. One little hops that out. Offside delayed. We're under 30 seconds remaining of the first period. Danny Rivette now works this one out. Carried out. Across the middle, neutral zone. Off a stick. Corstal can't knock this one down. Bill Clueless now carries this one in. Long dump in. Hordor lets that one go. Penalty coming up to Westport. With too many men on the ice is the call. So we'll finish off the first period on a power play. Of course, this power play brought to you by Metro in Picton on the main drag. Stop in, see them with their in-store specials weekly. Face off the left-hand side, 19.7 seconds, won by Witosick. Witosick to Samus. St. Pierre, nice low shot, misses wide. They try to control, dumped in wide. That was Justin Arnold down in the corner. St. Pierre, 8 seconds, trying to find their way out. Westport's going to try and control this. They do. And that will finish off this period. What a great, fantastic start to the Royals. Shots are 17-18. They're on the power play. And we will go to our first intermission show. And we will catch you forward line. John Samus in the back with Peaver. This is Peaver. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Witosick from Brandon Peaver. This is Peaver. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Witosick from Brandon Peaver. And see there, puck in, shot around the outside now. Hawks are going to control this one. Picked off. Now it's a foot race. It's going to be good. In walks. Nice shot. Oh, nice read by Horn. That was Nick Kirby that picked that one off and walked all the way in. As they try to get inside bats. They have to back up, though. They couldn't keep it in. Tyson Moore jumps off for a change. Malcolm Hurd comes out. Here's a breakaway by Witosick. Scores! Calvin Witosick. And he makes it. Find his man. He's teamed up. He can't get this one. He's bumped hard. In come the Hawks 2-on-1. They try to go across ice. They can't. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Quick shot by Nesbitt. Nice save by Chrislin right at the end of the period as he knocks this one. The Tweed Oil Kings in town. Should be a full house on that one. Controlled in by the Royals, long shot. LeBron scores! What a funny little bounce. Welcome, everyone, to the very first broadcast of the brand new team in the NPHL, the County Royals. Starting goal tonight, Christian Christelton. He is a former Madoc Wildcat that has now joined this team, and of course he will be battled into the side by Northgrave. Calvin tries to get up front, he can't. Now controls again on his backhand, Shin scores! Well, that's a familiar sight for the Smith Fall Ritos as Calvin Watasic makes it 6-2. Knocked away by Van Vlack. Here comes Purchase now through the neutral zone. He puts it on the far side. He's going to streak towards the net. Off the foot. They try to keep this one in. They do. Royals now trying to shoot this one. Tip! Sheldon Purchase with a quick shot. Breakaway now. As Chrislin with a great save on that one. As we enter the final 5 or 6 seconds of this period, and that will sum it up. Opening night, the County Royals are down by the Smith Falls Ritos 10-3. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. We look forward to seeing you at our next broadcast on October 18th against the Durham Hawks. For the County Royals, my name is Bill Newman, and thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Forward line, John Samus in the back with Peaver. This is Peaver. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Watasic from Brandon Peever. This is Peever. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Watasik from Brandon Peever. Can't see there. Puck in, shot around the outside now. Hawks are going to control this one. Picked off. Now it's a foot race. It's going to be good. In walks. Nice shot. Oh, nice read by Horn. That was Nick Kirby that picked that one off and walked all the way in. As they try to get inside bats. They have to back up, though. They couldn't keep it in. Tyson Moore jumps off for a change. Malcolm Hurd comes out. Here's a breakaway by Watasik. Scores! Calvin Watasik. And he makes it. Find his man. He's teamed up. He can't get this one. He's bumped hard. In come the Hawks 2-on-1. They try to go across ice. They can't. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Quick shot by Nesbitt. Nice save by Chrislin right at the end of the period as he knocks this one. The Tweed Oil Kings in town. Should be a full house on that one. Controlled in by the Royals. Long shot. LeBron scores! What a funny little bounce. Welcome, everyone, to the very first broadcast of the brand new team in the NPHL, the County Royals. Starting goal tonight, Christian Chriselton. He is a former Madoc Wildcat that has now joined this team, and of course he will be battled into the side by Northgrave. Calvin tries to get up front, he can't. Now controls again on his backhand. Shit, scores! Well, that's a familiar sight for the Smith Fall Ritos as Calvin Watasik makes it 6-2. Knocked away by Van Vlack. Here comes Purchase now through the neutral zone. He puts it on the far side. He's going to streak towards the net. Off the foot. They try to keep this one in. They do. Royals now trying to shoot this one. Tip! Sheldon Purchase with a quick shot. Breakaway now. As Chrislin with a great save on that one. As we enter the final 5 or 6 seconds of this period, and that will sum it up. Opening night, the County Royals are down by and we're back for the second period, 2-1 for the Royals. As we'll go out and we'll take a quick peek around the league currently right now. Umpire in Shawville, 6-5 currently. Deserano having their way with the Durham Hawks just over the bridge, 7-1. Stormont and the Rapids, 7-4. South Grenville and Madawaska Valley, 2-1 up there. Of course, here the Royals leading the Westport Lumberjacks 2-1. Smith Falls just slightly over Lindsay Barncats 1-0. And Assasauga Wild leading the Manitouk Mariners 3-2. And that's around the league here for the NPHL as we'll come back to action here for the second period. As Wetosik steps in on the draw on this one, Wetosik wins the draw, moves it back. Kind of a different look here on the power play. Mitch Moffat out there. John Samus is going to be playing the outline as Arnold now forces his way to the outside. The speedster gets him there first, puts it back to Wetosik. Wetosik loses it in his feet. Westport tries to clear, knocked down and controlled. Put him behind, out of play. Wetosik looking for the additional penalty on that as it was shot directly out. Arnold, Wetosik, Mitchell up front. Samus back on the point with St. Pierre on this power play. Arnold can't get a puck on that one. Slaps the stick away from the Lumberjack back to John Samus. He's going to walk inside, just going to put it across to Arnold. Arnold to Wetosik, quick shot off a leg. Bouncing puck controlled, knocked down by John Samus at the center. And we're halfway through the power play here. John Samus, long pass up to Moffat. Moffat now goes across the ice off the foot. Can't control and all the way back down. Cole St. Pierre has to go back to pick this one up. He's going to long pass this one off in behind Forrestal. As they try to circle this one back, and Westport clears again. Dyer's got to knock this one down. St. Pierre's going to control this one out. Now Basie's going to carry this one through. Former Federal Hockey League player tries to get inside. He's taken down at the line. Moffat across to Wetosik. Wetosik drop past to Cameron. Right through the paint. Nobody can get a stick on that one. As Wetosik beats his man back, we're coming up on 13 seconds remaining in the penalty. Wetosik carries this one through. He's on the outside. He's got Moffat and Forrestal with him. 5 seconds remaining. They're going to work this one in low. We're going to return back to 5-on-5 hockey. As a shot up on a play, 18-20 remaining in the second period. Shot 17-21 for Westport. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Royals Hockey live from the Castle here in Wellington. Minor hockey night here at the Castle. Lots of kids running around. The Task Force Lounge is packed. Face off won by Westport. They work it around the outside. Cameron can't get inside as Zach Thompson's pushing up on that one as well. Malcolm Hurd also out there. Bill Clues couldn't knock this one down. He's on the point with Danny Rivette. Bouncing puck knocked the outside. Now Thompson's going to carry this one across. Long pass. Malcolm Hurd tries to cut in. Drop pass again to Cameron. Cameron tries to find the inside pass. Can't find it. Clueless now keeps it in. He fans on that shot. Westport comes out. 2-on-1. Danny Rivette's back. They're going to work it in and out. Dyer off his blocker high up above the net. And back come the Royals. This is Malcolm Hurd. Over to Cameron. Cameron back to Hurd. Bouncing puck, can't control. Westport's going to carry this one right back out. 3-on-2. Now 3-on-4. They pick this back up. In comes Westport. Long shot. Dyer catches that one and hangs on to it. Had a chance to talk to Danny Rivette throughout the season. Last year, a mainstay here on the Royals. This year, not so much. His son, Hayden Rivette, having quite the season in the USPHL with the Kingston Wranglers. Kingston Wranglers play tomorrow night in Kingston as Westport shoots this around the outside. So I'll probably see Danny Rivette at the rink tomorrow night. Justin Arnold now tries to get this one out now. Foot race for, still can't catch up to this one. Icing is the call.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Angry Birds Rotisserie Chicken Restaurant. A relaxed, fun atmosphere, delicious and affordable meal in Picton.
Face-off will take place to the left-hand side of Dyer. Face-off, push through, won by the Royals and controlled. Basie goes around the outside. Nice pass. There goes Justin Arnold on the outside. He's going to cut inside. Oh, he's tripped down. They going to call a trip? Yeah, they're going to call a trip. I thought it might have been a power penalty shot, but they're not going to call that one. As he's pretty hard to stop on the outside there. Once Justin Arnold gets going, he's going to cut that net. He is, we've seen it numerous times this year. Royals go back to the power play. Of course, this power play brought to you by Metro and Picton on the main drag. Stop in to see them in their store for their weekly specials. Third power play now for the Royals. Arnold, Moffat, and Witosick, John Samus, and St. Pierre. Power play number 1. St. Pierre is going to work this one low, give and go with Witosick. Long shot, tipped out high and up above the net. At 16:42. Face off now to the left-hand side of Hordor. Witosick's going to take the draw. Face off. Won but controlled by the Royals. St. Pierre over to Samus. Samus low shot, tip, high stick. As Mitch Moffat's laying on the ice, he took a high stick, no call. That was a funny bounce little puck. Not sure what caught him directly in the face, whether that was the puck or that was the stick that caught him. Moffat's still down. Moffat's going to stay out there. There is some blood on the ice. Not sure what that was all about. Referees are now going to confer about this. And while they do that, we'll go to a commercial break.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by A-Team Construction, obsessed with bringing comfort and beauty to your home.
So after conferring, looks like there's going to be a penalty called. That's Westwater, Noah Westwater going to the box for a high stick. Now a 5-on-3 power play for the Royals. The coaching staff definitely wanting a conversation on this one. Very, very late call. 4-minute penalty. That was for the high stick. As the coach for Westport, Mitch Monette, who is, by the way, a former referee, worked with him over the years. Great referee. He's wanted an explanation on that as well.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Barry Swan Specialties. You can call us anytime when you have a shipment to move anywhere in North America.
Trying to work this one out here, folks. Player taken off the ice. Oh, that'd be Mitch Moffat. Face off now, 1 controlled. This is John Samus. 5-on-3. Samus on the outside tries to find a stick. He shoots it wide. Arnold now controls on the half board, tries to find his way out. Taking his time to Witasa. Witasa goes for the backhand. Can't find nothing there. 1:19 remaining in the first penalty. 3:41 remaining in the second penalty. As a face-off will take place, the right-hand side of Dwyer. Shots are 23-19 for Westport. Face-off won by Westport. They shoot around the outside. Westport's going to be looking to clear this one. Knocked down at the line by St. Pierre. St. Pierre's going to hang on to this one, take it inside. Battles his man around the outside. Arnold now going to help him behind the net. Westport controls. They're going to slap this one. They do all the way past John Samus. Dyer now comes out, hangs on to this one. Westport gets a fresh 3 out there. John Samus goes for a skate across the ice to Witasic. Witasic now drops for John Samus. Steps around his man, tries to find his way in. Back to Witasic. Tossic back to Forrestal. Forrestal to St. Pierre. St. Pierre off a stick into the corner, controlled by St. Pierre. Tries to battle his way through. Shot in hard around the outside. Funny bounce, missed everybody. Witasic goes for a change. Malcolm Hurd now comes out. Van Vlack comes out. Nolan Van Vlack and Basie. Out come the Royals, 3 wide. Van Vlack tries to push his way through. Can't do it. John Samus changes for Josh Cameron. Little tangle up there down the boards. There's Van Vlack's going off for a penalty. That's Nolan Van Vlack for a hold. So something happens way behind the play. So this will make it a 4-on-3 for 9 seconds. Then we go to 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. Then we return back to a power play for the Royals for 31 seconds. Cameron steps in on the draw, face off to the right-hand side. One quick shot, nice low. Dyer can't get hold of that, and they score. As that was a funny little bounce at the face-off draw. That'd be a shorthanded goal for Westport. As you'll see, that bouncing puck, nice low shot. They find their way through, just a weird little bounce. And we're back to 2-2 here in the second period. Now we're 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. As Westport controls deep in the zone. Knocked down Josh Cameron on top of the puck, trying to find his way out. Westport comes out with it, tries to work it on the outside, forced out. Basie's got to out control this in behind the net's got a man on him. That's Buys. Westport circles back in. Basie puts a glove on his man. Malcolm Hurd bumps his man into the corner. Braden Wilkinson couldn't quite get a stick on that one and controlled by Westport. They work around the outside. This is Buys still with the puck. Taking off now, Josh Cameron. Josh Cameron, long pass, missed everybody. It's going to be icing as the call, 4-on-4 hockey. Westport puts out a fresh line on this one. Cameron and Hurd still out there. Basie Wilkinson on the point, 4-on-4 hockey. Face off, left-hand side of Dyer. Face off, won by Westport. They work it back to the point. They're going to walk in. This is Malacott. Quick shot off a stick into the corner. Westport controls, tries to go low. They can. Wilkinson now goes, tries to get this one up. He can't find the stick on that one. Now Malcolm Hurd's got a stick. He's going to carry this one out. 13:40 remaining. Fake shot, steps in. Fresh legs on the ice for the Royals. As Cordor had they slowed that one down for Malachi. He's going to walk in on Dyer out the outside, scores. As that was a funny bounce as well. And it's a 4-on-4 even strength goal. As you'll see, just slowed it down. He had a chance to get a stick on that one. 3-2. As Dyer just couldn't quite get over on that one. Still 4-on-4 hockey for 23 seconds and back to the power play. Justin Arnold wins the draw. He's out there with Witosic, Michael Hunter, and St. Pierre. 16 seconds remaining on 4-on-4 hockey. Westport carries this one in on the outside. Out comes Justin Arnold. Heel force to the outside, the speedster. Drop pass for Witosic. Witosic tries to cut as well. He runs right into the goalie, but Hordor stands it right up. Penalty coming up. Going against Witosic. That's referee Brad Jacobson calling Witosic for interference. Now we're going back to 4-on-4 hockey for 27 seconds. Then we'll be going to a power play for Westport. Westport wants the left-handed side face-off. As Westport finally gets their first advantage on a power play here in 27 seconds. Face-off won by Westport. They have to panic, shoot this one into the corner now. Wilkinson goes around the boards to Basie. Zach Thompson now breaking, but Basie's going to hang on to this one. Up to Thompson, missed that one. Icing is waved off. That's 11 seconds, 10 seconds. As Westport's going to carry this one down. And we're now going to a power play for Westport. Of course, this penalty kill by the Royals brought to you by CCS Industrials. One of our great sponsors here for the Royals. As they try to work it inside, Westport works around the outside. We're just coming up on the 1-minute mark. Cleared by Basie, knocked down on the line by Westport. Off a foot, now push the outside. This is Zach Thompson now. Basie having a conversation with Burns. Don't think Burns wants that. As Michael Hunter now is on the ice, Basie goes off. Don't know Burns very well, but I know Basie. Don't think Burns wants a piece of that. Long shot, missed to the outside over the glove of Dyer into the corner. Westport controls. 40 seconds remaining in the penalty. Quick shot off the shoulder, Dyer into the corner. He knocks that one as well as way. And into the corner. Josh Cameron now tries to clear, knocked down the line by Westport. They keep it in. Bouncing puck. As Thompson tried to go, he's tripped down. Power play coming up as that was Malakate. Again, 23 seconds remaining on this power play. 4-on-4 hockey. Then the Royals will return to a power play in a 3-2 game. Mitch Moffat going to take the draw on this one. He's out there with John Samus. Basie comes back out with Brandon Wilkinson. Mitch Moffat now steps in on the draw, wins the draw, puts it back. Quick shot, nice slow. Oh, just tipped outside by John Samus. John Samus, usually the forward playing defense on the power play unit number 1. He's up on his regular line right now. Westport now carries this one out, knocked down at the line by Basie. Quick turnaround. Up to Mitch Moffat, in behind him. Offside's waved off. Moffat now battles his man on the half board. Basie steps in as well. Witosic comes out, throws a hard hit. We're back to a power play. Of course, this Royals power play brought to you by Metro and Picton on the main drag. Catch them for their in-store specials. Basie's going to slow this one down. Witosic's going to wind up as well as John Samus. And Mitch Moffat. John Samus couldn't find a handle on that one. Dyer's going to slow this one down for Basie. I'm pretty sure Dyer and Basie played together in Northumberland. I'll have to check that one. It's been a while since I've seen those two there. Turnover, shorthanded attempt here for Westport. They walk in, shoot wide. 50 seconds remaining. Quick shot high above as Westport puts the pressure on the Royals here on the power play. Royals are on the power play. Now they slow this one down. They're going to carry it out. This is Cole St. Pierre, works around the outside, slapped away. Westport's now going to control this in, but Witosic is back. Tosic bumps his man into the board now. Justin Arnold's going to wind this one up, go for his skates, going to cut through. He'll cut to the outside, though. There he goes. He tries to find his way in. Nobody with him. He's going to take an extra couple steps. Back to Cole St. Pierre. St. Pierre tries to walk in. Back to Arnold. Tries to find his way through. Can't. Westport now works their way out. 2-on-1. St. Pierre's back, but Arnold catches up. Long pass off a foot. Bouncing puck. Dwyer's got to hang on to that one. Net's also off. 9:21 remaining, 1 second in the penalty. 3-2 for Westport. Shots 20-25 for Westport. Face off the right-hand side of Dyer. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Royals Hockey. Face off won by Westport. Battle out front as Seth Van Vlack drops his man right in the center of the ice. That was Aaron Duggan and Van Vlack having a small exchange there, both number 7s for their respective teams. 5-on-5 hockey now. Westport can't get this one, keep it in at the line. They have to back up. They're going to dump this one in randomly. Bill Clues now goes back to pick this one up in behind the net. He has a hard time tracking this one. Now control. This is Van Vlack. Works to the outside. He's bumped off the puck. Westport tries to get it out. They can't. Slapped away. Now it's a foot race. This is Zach Brooks now on the outside. Quick shot. Horador with a blocker into the corner. They work it around the outside. Westport now tries to find their way. They can't. Turn around. Fired in. As Van Vlack lost his handle on that one. Westport's going to long dump this way. Knocked down at the line by Riley St. Pierre. Then he blew a tire and fell down. Quick pass into the corner. Van Vlack knocks down the Westport players, skated directly into the referee there. As Westport now controls. Cole St. Pierre has to back up. Can't get it out. Kept in at the line. Penalty coming up. Not sure what the call was here. Referee Brad Jacobson called that one unsportsmanlike conduct's the call. As the Royals go back to a power play, 8:02. This power play for the Royals brought to you by Metro in Picton. Check them out for their in-store specials. Power play unit out there, number 1. Moffat with Tosic, Arnold, Samus and St. Pierre in the point. St. Pierre back to Samus. Long dump in off a stick. Bouncing puck kept it at the line. Samus down to Witosic. Backhand pass to Arnold. Tried to go up high. Horador knocked the door on that one. Quick shot all the way down. Well, I guess it could go without saying. Calvin Witosic and Kenny Murdoff, who's not in the lineup tonight, named to the All-Star game for the County Royals, which takes place on the 17th. Very proud of both of them. As Justin Arnold's going to carry this one, he will go to the outside as usual. That speedster, nobody can catch him. Tries to work it out front. They can. Long dump in off a glass and kept in play. Westport changes a couple players on this as St. Pierre goes in behind the net. We're coming up at the 1-minute mark of the penalty. Witosic now carries in the far side. Sam has stepped up on this with Mitch Moffat. St. Pierre goes off for Basie. Mitch Moffat on the half board, tries to work his way out, trying to find a hole. He does with Tosic. Tosic back to Basie. Basie quick shot. Horador knocks that down. Bouncing puck. Scores! As that was Justin Arnold off his foot. Now, we're used to seeing a speedy replay on that from Justin Arnold, not a bouncing puck, but hey, we'll take that one. As Basie rifled that one in from the point. We'll see this big shot right here. There it is. There's that weird bouncing puck. He just tried to work it in off the foot of the Westport defenseman. And we're back to 3-8-3 here in the third period. 6:43 Basie now controls. Puts it over to the far side. Back to Basie. Picked off, though. Basie had to step up. This is Malcolm Hurd. Cameron has a stick put on him. Can't get it through. He gets it back. Quick shot off the shoulder of Hordor. Bouncing puck. Nobody can find it. Basie steps up off a leg. Bouncing puck. Knocked down. Nice play there by Burns. Burns shoots and scores as they get it right back as just a funny bounce. Nice play. And Westport grabs the lead again. Just a funny little bounce that they were able to control. (4-3) for Westport, 6:16 remaining. Shots 29-22 for Westport as they dump it in behind. Cole St. Pierre now gets this one in the corner, spins away from the body check. Cameron now tries to work it out. They do on the backhand. That's Zach Thompson now. He's going to carry this one, tries to go across ice. Off a foot, bouncing puck. Westport tries to control and slow this one down. Zach Thompson chases into the corner now. Westport now gets it together. They're going to carry this out. They're 3 wide. Quick shot off the post of Dyer hit the post there. We heard it up here. Bounced wide. Back comes Malcolm Hurd. Quick shot off the side of the net. Hordor can't find it. Hurd tries to get to John Samus. Samus can't get quite the handle on that one. As they now shoot this one inside. Van Vleck battles his man in the corner. He's controlling. Spins away from his man. He's bumped, but controls the puck still. Nice play by Van Vleck. Back to the point. This is Clueless now. He'll shoot low. Nice tip just wide by John Samus. Controlled again by the Royals. They keep it in at the line. That was Mitch Moffat. Puts it in the corner. John Samus now tries to find his way out. Long pass back to Bill Clueless on the far side. Moffat now. Try to dump that one across. Knocked down by Westport. Out they come 1-on-2. Odd man rush. Westport opts to dump and change. As St. Pierre picks this one up in behind the net. 4:35 remaining. One touch pass. John Samus off a leg. Tries to get that one back. Can't. Mitch Moffat battles his man against the boards. Bouncing puck by Westport. Controlled. Westport has to back up. Stick lifted, negates the icing. Dyer's got to clear his own puck on the far side. This is Justin Arnold now. He's got Witosic with him. Arnold to the outside. Can't get a handle on that one to get it outside. Stopped in, kept it at the side by Danny Rivette. Danny Rivette now switches back to his defensive position. He knocks it down at his own line. Gets it out to Witosic. Tossing up to Bill Clueless now. Arnold can't get that one in. Forrestal was offside. Couldn't touch that one. Westport now controls. They're going to flick this one out. Knocked down by Witosic. Here comes the captain on the outside. Tries to find his way in. Can't. Spins away from his man. Back to the point. Quick shot. Nice low. Tipped wide by Van Vleck. And around the net. Westport now controls off the glass. Knocked down at the line by Wilkinson. Long dump in, knocked down by Westport. Long pass out. They're going to try and find their way out. Can't. Wilkinson's already back. They're calling that icing as they were battling. Nobody touched it. 3:04 remaining.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by the CSS Industrial, specializing in providing industrial infrastructure, field service to refineries and fuel depots.
Face off to the right-hand side of Hordor. Face off, won by Van Vleck as he kicks that one open. John Samus now also has this one. Westport controls. Just under 3 minutes remaining of the second period. Westport on the outside. They try to find their way in off a leg. As Dyer's backing up on that one as they tried to skate directly through Wilkinson there, got caught with an elbow. He's a little upset about that one. 4-3 is the score for Westport. 2:46 remaining of the second period. Shots 29-23 as the draw won by the Royals. They can't get it out, though. Westport's going to walk in the outside. Quick shot high above the net. Dyer's going to back up into his back point. Make sure the puck didn't bounce off him as Moffat goes across to St. Pierre. St. Pierre's going to put this right back to Moffat. Moffat carries in on the outside. Nice move. Knocked down. Kept in by Van Vleck. Van Vleck goes low. Moffat couldn't quite get in there. Penalty coming up for the goaltender as he put his frustration bubbling over from the outside of the Westport bench. This power play brought to you by Metro in Picton. Right there in the main drag. Catch them for their in-store specials. Another power play attempt here for the Royals. 4-3 for Westport. 2:19 remaining of the second period. Witosick, Moffat, Arnold, Samus, and St. Pierre out there. Arnold now controls on the half-board. Tries to find his way in. Tries to go across ice. It's knocked down. St. Pierre has a hard time finding that one, but he does. Witosick controls back to St. Pierre. St. Pierre to Witosick. Witosick floats that one in. Here's how Mitch Moffat tries to get the outside. Nice save by Hordor as he gets a second leg on that one. As Witosick can't control this one, and out comes Westport. Bouncing puck into the corner now, a foot race. Westport wins that one. St. Pierre bumps his man in behind the net now, given support by Witosick. John Samus comes out with this one. He's going to try to find the outlet pass. He does. That was Malcolm Hurd. Tried to go to Arnold. Couldn't get that one in. We're almost 1 minute away. Back to Cameron. Royals change. Quick shot by Hurd. Bouncing puck in the corner. Zach Thompson also out there. So is Basie. So the full change has happened. Just waiting for Arnold to get off the ice. Arnold now gets a change in. Forstall comes out for him. Royals are going to go for a skate. This is Malcolm Hurd now. Long shot. Hits Hordor up high. They're going to control this one. Dyer's going to stop this one. 50 seconds remaining in the period. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Alex Basie now behind the net slows down. He's going to put this one up to Cameron. Cameron's going to carry this one in. Force to the outside. He's got Forstall with him. They can't control this one. Puck back out. Hurd's got to back up with this one. Zach Thompson in the corner battles his man. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey again. Royals trying to find their way out. Off the post is, wow, we heard that one up here. As again, Royals trying to find their way in with the last few seconds of this penalty period. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Westport's going to hang on to this one. And at the end of the second period, 4-3 for Westport. As we go to this intermission show, again, minor hockey night here in Picton. Lots of rally towels here, the Task Force Lounge. We will catch you on the other side of the intermission show. 4-3 for Westport.
Forward line, John Samus in the back with Peever. This is Peever. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Witosick from Brandon Peever. This is Peever. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Witosick from Brandon Peever. You can see there, puck in, shot around the outside now. Hawks are going to control this one. Picked off. Now it's a foot race. It's going to be good. In walks, nice shot. Oh, nice read by Horn. That was Nick Kirby that picked that one off and walked all the way in. As they try to get inside bats, they have to back up, though they couldn't keep it in. Tyson Moore jumps off for a change. Malcolm Hurd comes out. Here's a breakaway by Watasic. Scores! Calvin Watasic! And he makes it. Find his man. He's teamed up. He can't get this one. He's bumped hard. In come the Hawks 2-on-1. They try to go across ice. They can't. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Quick shot by Nesbitt. Nice save by Chrislin right at the end of the period as he knocks this one. The Tweed Oil Kings in town. Should be a full house on that one. Controlled in by the Royals. Long shot. LeBron scores! What a funny little bounce. Welcome, everyone, to the very first broadcast of the brand new team in the NPHL, the County Royals. Starting goal tonight, Christian Christelton. He is a former Madoc Wildcat that has now joined this team, and of course he will be battled into the side by Northgrave. Calvin tries to get up front, he can't. Now controls again on his backhand. Shin scores! Well, that's a familiar sight for the Smith Fall Ritos as Calvin Watasic makes it 6-2. Knocked away by Van Vleck. Here comes Purchase now through the neutral zone. He puts it on the far side. He's going to streak towards the net. Off the foot. They try to keep this one in. They do. Royals now trying to shoot this one. Tip! Sheldon Purchase with a quick shot. Breakaway now. As Chrislin with a great save on that one. As we enter the final 5 or 6 seconds of this period, and that will sum it up. Opening night The County Royals are down by the Smith Falls Ritos 10-3. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. We look forward to seeing you at our next broadcast on October 18th against the Durham Hawks. For the County Royals, my name is Bill Newman, and thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Forward line, John Samus in the back with Peever. This is Peever. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Watasic from Brandon Peever. This is Peever. He'll shoot this one. Scores! Calvin Watasic from Brandon Peever. You can see there, puck in, shot around the outside now. Hawks are going to control this one. Picked off. Now it's a foot race. It's going to be good. In walks. Nice shot. Oh, nice read by Horn. That was Nick Kirby that picked that one off and walked all the way in. As they try to get inside bats, they have to back up, though they couldn't keep it in. Tyson Moore jumps off for a change. Malcolm Hurd comes out. Here's a breakaway by Watasic. Scores! Calvin Watasic. And he makes it. Find his man. He's teamed up. He can't get this one. He's bumped hard. In come the Hawks 2-on-1. They try to go across ice. They can't. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Quick shot by Nesbitt. Nice save by Chrislin right at the end of the period as he knocks this one. The Tweed Oil Kings in town. Should be a full house on that one. Controlled in by the Royals. Long shot. LeBron scores! What a funny little bounce. Welcome, everyone, to the very first broadcast of the brand new team in the NPHL, the County Royals. Starting goal tonight, Christian Christelton. He is a former Madoc Wildcat that has now joined this team, and of course he will be battled into the side by Northgrave. Calvin tries to get up front, he can't. Now controls again on his backhand. Shit, scores! Well, that's a familiar sight for the Smith Falls Ritos as Calvin Watasic makes it 6-2. Knocked away by Van Vlack. Here comes Purchase now through the neutral zone. He puts it on the far side. He's going to streak towards the net. Off the foot. They try to keep this one in. They do. Royals now trying to shoot this one. Tip! Sheldon Purchase with a quick shot.
Something very, very small. Something very, very small.
Breakaway now. That's Chrislin with a great save on that one. As we enter the final 5 or 6 seconds of this period, and that will sum it up. Opening night, the County Royals are down by the Smith Falls Ritos 10-3. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. We look forward to seeing you at our next broadcast on October 18th against the Durham Hawks. For the County Royals, my name is Bill Newman, and thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. All right, folks, we're back for the third period. Chuck a Puck just finished. Always one of the highlights of the games here at the arena. We'll just bring up the scores here from around the league, find out what's going on. Iron Pryor came back and beat Shawville 6-5, the final. Deserano and Durham 7-3 still. Stormont is having their way right now with the Rapids 12-7. Madawaska Valley still leading 3-2 over South Grenville. 4-3 here at the Palace. Smith Falls leading Lindsay 3-1, and Menatuck now 7-4 in Asasagi. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Royals Hockey. Hope we're coming in loud and clear on a Saturday night. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Don't forget, you can add comments to the YouTube app if you're watching there. So hello to all of our fans. Also watching in Westport at the mill. Five-on-five hockey currently. Josh Cameron's out there. He's going to step in on the draw. Torostel and Hurd. Sorry, Thompson and Hurd. Puck up to Thompson. Now he's going to carry this one in. Tries to work to the outside. He's into the corner. Takes a bump. Hurd comes in, gives him a hand. He's going to put it back to Basie. Basie has to work this one low. He does. Malcolm Hurd shot wide. Up to the right-hand side of Hordor. Now work done. 2-on-1. Basie back into the feet of Basie. Knocks it down. Dwyer now grabs this one. And controlled. Wilkinson now up through the neutral zone. Zach Thompson can't find a handle on it. All the Westport Lumberjacks touch base. They now go back in the zone. Cameron grabs the puck now. Works on the outside. High puck. Hurd knocks this one down 1-on-4. Westport turns this one. They're going to carry it right back out. Quick shot. Misses wide of Dwyer. Now Hurd's going to go for a skate again while the Royals finish their change. Long dump with Tosick out there. Justin Arrow now comes out. Quick shot off a shin pad. Westport Lumberjack felt that one. That was Westwater.
They get this one out now, St. Pierre. He's out there with Michael Hunter, with Tosick, Arnold, and Forstall. Off the stick of Forstall, bouncing puck. Can't get control on that one. They shoot it out, but Westport keeps it in. Hard hit in the corner by Arnold. Now Forstall on the forecheck. Knocked down. Arnold's got to wait for everybody to tag up. He's now going to carry this one. Leaves it for Forstall. Crossed it with Tosick. Tosick can't find a handle on that one. The captain now gets the puck back. 1-on-1. This is Michael Hunter. Nice play by Michael Hunter. Forstall can't get it out front there for Witosick. There was a collision. Stick was swung there at the back end. It was Witosick ran into a player. As Bill Cluse gets this one up on the far side. Taken in by Forstall. Now Westport controls. Carries this one on the outside around Van Vlack. Van Vlack now controls. Can't get this one out. Westport keeps it in. Toe drag at the line. Carries it in. Nice bump by Mitch Moffat. He gets knocked off the puck. And they work it in low. Westport now behind the net. Bouncing puck. Get it outside, but Royals control. Bouncing puck kept at the line by Westport. Work around the outside. This is Danny Rivette on the outside. He now controls. Tries to find a little pass. He does. This is Moffat. 1-on-1. Tries a nice nifty little move. As Mitch Moffat now has to go around the outside. Van Vlack comes in to help him. Kept it at the line. Long dump in. Knocked down by Wilkinson. Wilkinson on the far side. Across. He touches this one to Moffat. Moffat to the far side to Samus. Samus now circles away from his man. Off his stick. Oh, now we got a breakaway. This is Burns. 1-on-1 with Dyer. Nice. Off the glove of Dyer. He couldn't track this one. As Wilkinson has to step up to get this one out. Bouncing puck. They get this one out. Now picked off. This is Basie. Basie goes low off the boards. Stripped back off. We're coming up on the 60-minute mark of the third period. St. Pierre now slows this one down. Drop off for Basie. Basie's looking for the outlet pass. Van Vlack now gets ahead of steam, ahead of him. Westport controls, keeps it in. 3-on-2. Now Westport tries to work it out. They can't find their shooting path. Now they do. Off the glove of Dyer, right back, and it goes right into the net. As they can't control on this one, and Westport grabs a 5-3 lead here in the third period. And see the initial save right there. Just a bouncing puck, and Dyer couldn't hang on to that one. And Westport grabs a 5-3 to lead. Michael Hunter puts it up to Cameron all the way in. Corridor's got to come out and play this one in behind the net. Now Westport tries to get this something going here. Cameron on the forecheck now on the far side. Michael Hunter now backs up. Long dump in, almost made contact there. As Dyer's all the way out there, puck goes wide of him. Westport keeps it in, goes D to D, tip pass there. Zach Thompson now has this puck. He's trying to put this one up. Him and Malcolm Hurd miscommunicated on that one. Hunter now picks up the puck behind the net. 15 minutes remaining of the third period. As Hurd up to Cameron. Bouncing puck put into the corner by Westport as they rebound out. Westport tries to find their way to their own zone. They're going to move this one around. Off a stick, slap down deep. Danny Rivette watches his man. Arnold gets back, bumps his man off. Rivette's also bumped. Forstall tries to get this one out. Can't. Westport's outside the zone. Everybody tags up. They shoot it in. Bill Cluse now in behind the net. Going to shoot this one out. Forstall waited for the puck a little bit too long there. Picked off by Westport. Westport controls on the half board. Now here comes Justin Arnold. He'll take a side step to the outside. Works his way through. Still has the puck. Bouncing puck. Forstall couldn't control this one. Witosick couldn't find a handle on that one. Now it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. As Arnold gets back and gets the guy off the puck, bumps him off. Westport's got to tag up. Everybody on side now for Westport. Circle away. In comes Westport, long dump in. Nice save by Dwyer as he got to the outside on that one. Read that one all the way in. Here comes Witosic, one-on-one. Tries to find his way to the outside. He's got nobody with him. Now they change. Knocked down Mitch Moffat. Tries to go right back off the foot of Wilkinson. Westport controls. Basie forces his man to the outside. Westport has to back up. Picked off. Bouncing puck out. Moffat now controls. Back comes Westport back the opposite way. Shot. Dyer knocks that one off to the side. Shots 34-27 for Westport. Shot just to the outside off the glass, and Dyer catches that one in behind. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Royals Hockey. Face-off won by Westport, kept it at the line. Westport trying to work their way in there on the far side. Quick shot off the shin pad of Hunter. On the half board, Westport now some fancy footwork there. They work on the outside, give and go back, trying to find the shooting lane. They find it off a bunch of feet, but Hunter comes up with it. He tried to clear, not out. Westport shoots this one in. Dyer had a hard time fighting that one. Kept in. This is now Michael Hunter in behind the net. Now they try to work this one out. They do. Through the paint there. Dyer had a full read on that one. Off the side of the net. They can't get it in. Long shot. Penalty coming up in behind as the that's going to be Cole St. Pierre with the penalty. Put him on the back of the net. As the puck bounced, hit the referee. Then he blew the whistle down as the power play will now go to Westport. This penalty kill, Royals penalty kill, brought to you by CSS Industrials. 5-3 for Westport here. Witosic now steps in on the draw. He's out there with Hurd. They try to work this one in low. Royals square up. Arnold Witosic. Westport finds their side on the far side. Still can't get in. Still trying to find their way in. And Dyer hangs on to that one at 11:50 remaining of the third period. Face off, won by the Royals. Wilkinson can't get a handle on that one to get control. He kicks it into the sideboard, now controlled by Westport. Westport works it around the outside, 1:10 remaining in the penalty. In walks Westport, the puck knocked off a stick, but kept it at the line. Westport now on the half board. Back to the center D. Now they work to the outside, quick shot, Dyer off his mask. Westport trying to find their way in on the outside. Stick in the way there. Cameron tries to get there. The Westport can't keep this one in at the line. Work down low. Out comes Westport trying to find their way out off a leg. That was Wilkinson's leg that went at the corner. 38 seconds remaining in the penalty. Tried to go to the far side. They couldn't. Malcolm Hurd almost had a handle on that one. Wilkinson and Cameron still can't get this one out as Westport controls. Tries to find their way in, knocked down by Basie. Dyer with a nice little foot save there, and he keeps it out. Again, Basie looking for an invitation. Don't think that's a smart play for Anson. I think that's Anson. That's he's mouthing. Yeah, no, it's Burns. Burns again. But Basie did get the penalty. Going to be 5-on-3 now. Of course, this penalty kill, royal penalty kill, brought to you by CSS Industries. Roughing call to Basie.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Green Today, Green for Life, providing sustainable environmental solutions across North America.
Trying to get some more explanation of what's happening here. Face off now to the right-hand side of Dyer. Another Royal going into the bench. Possibly a 10-minute misconduct to Basie. 5-on-3 here for Westport. Yeah, we can confirm that. A 2-minute minor to Basie, and then a 10-minute misconduct. Face off, pushed through, won by Witosic. Westport controls. Now we're 5-on-4 hockey. Cole St. Pierre now launches back out there. Big tangle up here at front of the net. Looking for a penalty out front there. See if the replay caught what happened. Off to the side of the net. A lot of complaining going on. You see on the far side there, a big battle, gets a helmet knocked off right at the start of the power play. Right there at the start of the replay. Looking for a call, no call. Had to blow that one down. 5-on-4 now for Westport, trying to find their way in. Minute 30 remaining in the penalty to Basie for the minor. Bouncing puck outside now. Witosic tries to catch up. He does. He's going to back off. In comes Westport through the neutral zone. Here comes Witosic. Bit of a breakaway for him. Off the post as he got in behind everybody on that one. Short-handed opportunity for Witosic, the captain. Westport now controls. They're going to carry this up through the neutral zone. Witosic gets a stick on that. Offsides the call. 9:35 remaining of the third period. 5-3 for Westport. Shots now 36-34 for your Royals. Face off in the neutral zone. Cameron steps in on the draw. He's out there with Hurd. Cameron's going to control this one and go for a skate. He's going to turn, fire this one down the ice. Corridor is going to stop, kick this one off to the side. Hodor Jachuk is his full name there, the goaltender. As Westport walks in, nice defensive play there by Daniel Rivette. And back come the Royals. This is Malcolm Hurd on the outside. He's going to shoot. Quick shot directly into Hodor. He puts a stick on the goalie. Yeah, they're going to have a small conversation with him as he tried to skate right in on that one. Face off will take place the right-hand side of Hodor. Michael Hunter comes out on the point. He's going to be there with St. Pierre. Out comes John Samus and Mitch Moffat on this penalty kill. 22 seconds remaining. Moffat steps in on the draw. Face off won by Westport. Westport now controls this one. Drop pass off of boards back up. They're trying to regroup. They do. Now they're going to carry this one. Lots of Royals back. As we're about to return to 5-on-5 hockey, finally. As Forrestal was serving that minor penalty, now Van Vleck. Here comes Mitch Moffat and John Samus. Opts to shoot off a stick, off a foot, just bounced wide. As Westport comes back the opposite way. Dump it in on the outside. 8 minutes remaining of the third period. 8:20 remaining, actually. As Cole St. Pierre now goes just outside the net, now tries to dish this off to John Samus. He can't. Van Vleck now has to pick this one up and work on the outside. He works a low back to Wilkinson. Wilkinson going to carry this one up. Long dump in past Mitch Moffat over on the far side. John Samus battles his man on the half board. Now Van Vleck steps up. Nice hit as Moffat now controls behind the net. Tries to work it outside. They can't. Back comes Westport. Westport on the outside, 2-on-2, broken up by Danny Rivette. Cross the ice, back for Justin Arnold. Mitch Moffat now back to Arnold off a foot, bouncing puck controlled by Westport. Westport works on the far side. He steps around Witosick and Danny Rivette. That is buys from Westport. Off a foot. And Witosick now carries this one out. This is the captain cutting across the middle. Nice little move there. He's out there with Forrestal and Arnold. Arnold spins, fires. Nice kickoff save by Hordor. Nobody there for the Royals at the back door. St. Pierre's got to go back. Westport gets their change in. Cole St. Pierre on the far side to Wilkinson. Wilkinson spins away from his man, tries to work it outside. Up to Justin Arnold off his foot. Now Witosick has this, works on the outside. Witosick back to Arnold. Arnold's going to take his hit and force his way inside. In behind, just out of the reach of Witosick. Now Wilkinson steps in off the blue line to help out. On the far side, Cole St. Pierre is going to hammer this one to the far side past Hordor. Kept at the line by Wilkinson. This is Witosick to Forrestal. Forrestal can't get a handle on that one to get it in. Flick pass out. Knocked out the line by Wilkinson. St. Pierre off a foot. Westport has to touch up. Couldn't rush in. Picked off by Forrestal. Couldn't quite get that one. As Seth Van Vleck now out there on the forward line. Long dump out. They can't get this one. Just out of the reach of Forrestal. Long dump in. Small battle inside the blue line. Dyer knocks this one down. Wilkinson now going to find some breaking Royals. They do. Can't get a handle on it, though. Westport's got to tag up. 3-on-2, back the other way. Bouncing puck through the neutral zone. High sticky call coming up against Cole St. Pierre as we're going back to the Westport power play. This power play penalty kill brought to you by CSS Industrials. Whether it was an accident or not, it's control of the stick. And unfortunately, it was a high stick. Shots 35-36 for Westport. Score is 5-3, 5:40 remaining in the third period. Face off. Won by Cameron, goes right to Dyer, and he hangs on to that one. Face off, one controlled by the Royals. Now Westport gets it back. Westport's going to set up on this power play. Royals square up. Malcolm Hurd, Cameron the forward on that one. Kulis and Michael Hunter out there. They're the defense. Westport tries to work it inside. Give and go off the side of the net. Dyer had that one read all the way. Kept it at the line by Westport off the foot. Now Cameron has this one. He's waiting to get caught up. He does. Here comes Bill Clueless. Now he has another man with him on the outside. Quick shot. Hordor shuts the door. And back comes Westport back the other way. We're just under 5 minutes remaining of the third period. Westport carries this one in on the power play. 1:09 remaining. Quick shot. Dyer knocks that one down, knocks it away. Michael Hunter turns, fires that one. Now foot races. Hurd gets up there. Going to be a change. Zach Thompson comes out. Danny Rivette and Wilkinson out there on the back end. Nolan Van Vleck now comes out on the penalty kill. They gain the line. Now they set up. Work on the far side now. Try to find their way in. Missed. Wide. Westport now tries to control this up. Zach Thompson breaks this one up. Can't get a handle on that one. Bouncing puck. Westport controls. Wilkinson tried to step over that. Could. Nice breakup pass by Danny Rivette. Danny Rivette working in behind the net now. Great play by Danny Rivette. He gets control of that, but he can't clear it. Westport tries to work on the outside. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. They try to clear this one. Westport keeps it in. Danny Rivette gets a stick on his man. Wild swipe by Wilkinson. Kept it at the line by Westport. Westport finds in the shooting lane. Nice knockdown by Dyer. Now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. As Witosic's out there. Van Vleck. Nolan Van Vleck still. Witosic now controls this one. Now it's a 2-on-1. This is Zach Thompson and Witosic over to... Oh, nice save by Hordor. As it's a penalty coming up. No, net's knocked off. As what a great opportunity by the Royals. A 2-on-1. As you'll see this knockdown right here, the way they went. And they had a chance to move this all the way down. And there's the shot right there. As the Royals now control on the inside, they try to find their way in. They can't. Witosic now in the corner. Tries to spin away from his man. 2 men out front on Forrestal. Witosic on the outside, back to Hunter. Hunter's going to shoot this one. Hordor finds it. There it is! Justin Arnold with a bouncing puck. As we got a little bit of some action there at the top. But the Royals found some late life here. As you'll see Michael Hunter hammer this one in. There's the bouncing puck. And Arnold just sweeps that right in. 5-4 for Westport. Two minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the third period. Justin Arnold, Forrestal, Witosic out here. Wilkinson and St. Pierre on the point. This is Witosic, now your captain, tries to control it in. Forrestal now has this one on the outside. Long dump in. They try to work this one in. Can't get all the way through. Forrestal on the half-board battles his man. He's helped by Witosic. Forrestal now goes back to the point. This is St. Pierre. He's going to shoot. Shoots it off to the side. As they try to battle in as Hordor is knocked down on the outside. Two minutes, 28 seconds remaining. 5-4 for Westport. Shots 40-33 for Westport. Van Vleck steps in on the draw. Wins the draw back to Wilkinson. Long shot in. John Samus out there with Mitch Moffat and Cole St. Pierre. Van Vleck now back to Mitch Moffat. Quick shot. Hordor knocks that one down. Westport controls off the glass as Cole St. Pierre jumped up to knock that one down into the Westport bench. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the penalty. As timeout being called by Picton.
This broadcast of the County Royals hockey brought to you by Pounders Pub. Laid back fun and welcoming. Visit one of the latest restaurants in Wellington. Prince Eddie's Brewing Company, a craft brewery in the heart of Prince Edward County. At Prince Eddie's, we brew beers that we love to drink and share with others. This broadcast of the County Royals Hockey brought to you by Rock Solid Excavation Inc., built on the commitment to excellence.
Some of our great sponsors here for the Royals, thank you so much. Face off, one controlled by the Royals. As Wilkinson carries this one in on the far side, tries to float this one through Van Vlack. Can't get there. Westport now tries to get this one out, knocked down by Mitch Moffat, but controlled by Westport. One-on-one, Cole St. Pierre forces his man to the outside. Dyer with a blocker save. Westport controls. Minute 45 remaining in the penalty. We'll watch for Dyer going to the bench as Mitch Moffat carries this one up. Justin Arnold can't keep it in at the line. He's going to back this one up through St. Pierre and Hunter, but St. Pierre is going to control. Up to Justin Arnold now. He's going to go for a skate. As he's bumped off the puck, Cole St. Pierre can't keep it in at the line. Over to John Samus. John Samus going to carry this one through the neutral zone. He's taken down by the Westport player. Coming up on 1 minute now, we will be watching for Dyer heading to the bench as Michael Hunter puts this one over to Justin Arnold. Justin Arnold's going to carry it. There goes Dwyer. He's heading to the bench. Long shot. Horador knocks that one down. Out comes Malcolm Hurd. Long dump out off a body. As, again, two Royals on that one to keep it in. Off a foot. They do get this one out as Watosic has to back up. Puck is stripped off of him into the corner. St. Pierre puts this one in. 40 seconds remaining as St. Pierre is going to carry this one up. He's going to dump this up to Forrestal. Forrestal tries to get it through. He does get this one through. Carries it all the way in. Now off the side. Back to St. Pierre off a leg in the corner. Mitch Moffat out there. Back to Clues at the point. Long dump in. Outshot wide. Now Westport puts this one in, and they're going to find the empty net goal with 20 seconds remaining. As there wasn't much the Royals could do on that one. Six to 4 for Westport. 20 seconds remaining. As the final line's out there as Danny Rivette goes back to get this one out. In comes Mitch Moffat now. He tried to toe drag this one and couldn't get it in. As Bill Clue's going to bank this one in. And we're going to round this one off at the end of 3 periods. 6 to 4 for Westport. We're off next week for the All-Star game. And then we're right back to action here at the Castle again for the County Royals. My name is Bill Newman. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.